This next MOC, I hope I'm going to be able to do it justice from this position because it's quite close to the camera. But we have a what I'm calling a SIGH Infiltrator. It's designed as a spy craft. This is its flight mode configuration. You can see it's got 3 wings at the back here and engine. We've got a couple of spring-loaded launchers. The wings themselves do fold in for landed configuration, which looks a little bit like this. Lands on the ground flat. The ball itself is comprised of 4, no less, of these hinged pieces, which allows for a considerable amount of access to the cockpit, which, if I'll just show you, opens up on both sides, top. Although you can open the front, it's not really necessary because it's really just to conceal this spot. But I did make a hole so that you can see the pilot in there. But it does allow for visible light to get through that centerpiece as well. So that gives you essentially the viewport. The pilot, we can get access here through the top and from the sides. Just pull him out for you. He is a droid. So there you go. Got him holding on to a thermal detonator. So this ship is piloted by a droid. You can see inside the cockpit there. There's a focus. There we go. He's got a single seat with a couple of control panels, and he's got his viewport. Alright, it's putting him back in there. Sits in quite comfortably. He's got quite a lot of headroom. Closes up again, and we have this nice spherical cockpit. Alright, so to the details, how I built this. So this is a rather interesting build. Because I started with the legs first. The cockpit piece was actually the hardest bit. But I can remove the cockpit piece just by pulling that off. You can see that comes off as a single, fairly solid piece. I'll put that over here for now. But yeah, you can see that I'm using one of these Nexonite sort of triangular pieces. And that's actually the main fundamental design for this. I then connected these large hinge joints, followed by these very long winglets. And then I sort of figured out a way of covering up the engine. Now these panels here are actually very loose, and they hinge forward. They're just held on by just that little clip. So each panel is just one little thing. Oop, lost the stud shooter. So these are these 2 here, and the last one. There we go. So those are our 3 plates in the ball, and you can see there the makeup of how I actually made the middle here. Now it's a little loose because I don't have a something that will sit on a Technic beam that is half a stud thick. So this little middle piece wobbles until you put these in, and then it's solid. I've got a little 3-way sort of Technic type propeller in there, which is just sort of giving a little bit of extra strength, holding down these 3 modified hinge bricks. But yeah, if we go ahead and, so this is the top configuration. We then put in, this is the bottom one. I've got a couple of studs here for connecting onto a base that I've designed. I'll just click this in. That'll actually go there, just perfect under there. These 2 are identical, so it doesn't matter which side they go on, but they go in there nicely. You can see they sort of fit just on top of the brick too, so it actually creates quite a strong hold. And this goes in there. Okay, so now that's the engine configuration there. In addition, a little funny thing that I did, here's the other stud shooter, I'll just get rid of that. In addition, the other fun thing I did is I did a little bit of greebling here. Instead of having all the same with 4x4, I made this a 2x2 with a bit of exposed engine just to give a bit of flair. And these are, instead of nice clean 1x2 bricks, sort of double curved, I use two 1x1 cylindrical things there, just to give it a little bit of different texture, to make it look like this ship has been, you know, some parts have been removed or exposed. I wanted to give it a little bit of grunge. There's inside this 3-layer thick piece, I've got another 2x4 Technic plate with holes, so that gives us a 2-stud deep Technic pin hole, which is just enough for this blue pin here, which is poking through. So the way I've got it all configured with the back of the engine and this pin here, just the perfect amount for that to go into that center hole, and then just connects on with that 4 plate there at the top, and it's strong enough for me to just hold and wiggle it. So it's a really good connection. With the bases I showed you before, that just connects there. I can sort of stand it up on my table just like that. So yeah, that is my design for the TIE Interceptor. I call it the Spector. I splay the wings out a little bit so you can see what it looks like all fully splayed out. Yeah, so this is a design for a sort of a Imperial or ex-Imperial ship. Hope you enjoyed this little mock. More to come, hopefully. Take care.